What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, people? How you doing? How you doing, boys?
Good, man.
Everybody's pretty quiet. It's been a hard one this morning, huh?
One of them weeks already.
Oh,
Yeah, NFP got in,
again.
Yeah, to next week.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think it's moved to a Thursday.
There's going to be so much news all at once, I think, when they all come out. It's going to be mental.
Yeah, I don't know how are the markets eating this up, to be honest. But obviously, from where was it? This was supposed to be Friday, huh? So that set it off. So we're looking like, if we look on a daily though, it just looks like it's just coming down for just a normal, healthy retracement, to be fair. We'll see what actually happens with that. But if we quickly go and jump through the markets, and then I'll pass it on to you, Wilski. You can talk about what you're looking at, and then Denzel. But to be honest, all we've had is that kind of push up from the Asian, took out the Asian high, and then from there we've just been going to level to level to level. There's nothing really too interesting at the moment. I obviously feel like we've got this level just underneath here, which is a weekly level at 1542 that we're looking at. We've already pushed down quite a lot, but we've got a lot of momentum. All of the EMAs are pushing down. We've got a lot of momentum. Every single level is just getting broken, retested, and continue. So, not sure about looking at any kind of buy on EU unless we really push down onto that weekly level, and then later on in the session it comes in and then you get that kind of small little retracement. But I don't think there's any really buying opportunities here. Pound's been consolidating right under that Asian high, so not really any trade there, huh? What do you say, mate?
Been a very slow day on GU, especially. It's not quite pushed like GU.
You're still short?
Yeah, I'm still short.
Really?
I'm in two shorts on GU all the way down to August lows, which is that low there, I think. Yeah.
This low here.
Yeah. 1.31500 around there.
Okay, so just underneath here.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you got a bit more to go, to be fair.
Yeah, serious swing that is.
Yeah, that is a serious swing. Wow, how many points is that? How many pips?
One of them, let me have a look quick. One of them's
1,000?
350. Big. Yeah, probably about 350.
Big swing, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That is a big swing. Other than that, obviously, Australian dollar is in an interesting type of consolidation. It's not really doing anything. You just basically had a push up, broken, and then we're just consolidating in this area. All of the EMAs are pointing downwards, so momentum to the downwards, I don't know. If we have a look at some of the trade we had on USD Swiss this morning, this was not it. But again, we had that consolidation of all of the Asian range. We had a break that kind of failed to break lower, and then it continued to take out the Asian high. Shame, because there was a lot more on that trade than how much I actually took, but it's still okay. Gold, I'll say no more, really.
Still going.
Just going, yeah. Yeah. Don't know what I would say to it, to be fair. What are you looking at, Wilski? Do you want to talk us through how your trade's going?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Denzel's right now.
Yeah.
You can do yours first. Oh, okay.
Too late.
All good.
Back to Wilski.
Go for it.
Yeah, looking at GJ for the day. Yeah, so with the way the markets opened last night, there was a gap, right? So I was thinking that literally at some point we're gonna sell, refill this area inside the market. But the way price has been moving on the 1 hour time frame, it seems to be making like higher highs, inner like higher highs and higher lows over here. So what I'm thinking is literally don't fight the trend and just follow it through. So yeah, this is it on the 1 hour time frame. If I jump into four, nothing too interesting like that, but I do like how this kind of looks now. I think there is a chance that we could continue to push towards the upside at least and take out Friday's high. If not, we'll see what happens next. But like yeah, with GJ overall, I do think like sales, heavy sales should be coming in very, very, very soon. Obviously, we have this opening gap from just now, and we have that other gap from last week, which I really do believe price is most likely going to come and sweep that. In the meantime, it's just a waiting game, just seeing basically what's going on. Yeah, this is just on the 1 hour time frame. We'll see how this other candle closes, but if it does close bullish, I am more than certain that GJ is most likely gonna short term be bullish, but long term, I'm with the Bears.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Crazy apps.
yeah, falling. I was just like, okay, well, we'll see. Like, we'll actually see what happens next.
100%. I'll start on DXY because we've seen what I like about DXY really on the weekly time frame is obviously we're starting to see a bit of a change of structure. We were been bearish ever since the start of the year, really,
Mm,
especially from up these highs. We had a huge period of consolidation. You can see there from the lows, we had a rejection to the previous low. We did make that new yearly low, but from that point, we're looking pretty good to go up. I think I had these wicks marked in, and this was the previous week. We managed to close above all three of them wicks. And you can see this morning we've obviously opened up. We did a small gap to the upside. We've filled that gap. We've retested that high, and it's pushing pretty nice right now. So I'm looking for realistically 100 to be hit on DXY. So that would line up with pound USD and Euro USD dropping for the rest of this week. EU at the minute, I did close out my sells from last week. So I had sells so roughly around in here, played them into this low. So we've cleared that. And what I like about EU is finally we are starting to see price come down a little bit now. So if you look at this, we've finally broken it. And now obviously we're bearish. So I'm looking for that move back to the downside if we get a pullback. But obviously the week has just dropped. So there are limits that are set up, which can come back at any point. And obviously I'll play down to whatever lows formed. But I mean, yeah, we might just run down into this daily wick or even further, could be into the August lows. But EU is starting to show its hand a little bit now, I think. It's gone to GU as well because GU
Yeah,
I'm still
pretty
running
weak.
in multiple. Yeah, man. So,
Starting to pick up a little bit, I think.
yeah, I think so. So, I mean, for GU, it's looking pretty good for downside. I'm still targeting these lows, highly based on the monthly that we had. This pullback here, we failed to make a new yearly high, so therefore I'm expecting that low to be cleared. It's just holding these trades for a long time. I think I got in this trade in 23rd of September, so I'm looking for these moves. I've put one of my targets, this one here, a little bit closer into that daily wick, and then I set up for another sell this morning, but it didn't quite tag me in. I was looking for a break of Friday's high, but it got within 3 pips and then started to drop. But I'll leave this on until a bit later on, until London close and see if we get tagged in. But yeah, I'm bearish on these dollar pairs for sure, at least until we take out them lows. So that's my analysis for this week. Quite simple, nothing crazy.
Yeah, Nasdaq just opened up, gap up 1.5%.
Shit.
What is going on, man? Yeah, mental.
That GJ setup was that GU setup was nice. I remember you're talking about that last week as well. I will see.
Yeah, last time we were on the stream, I was getting into them
to the
both
sell. Yeah.
EU and GU sells, yeah.
Mm.
So they were slow moving for that prior week, but last week they just dropped all week. It was it was really nice,
Yes.
clean move.
Hmm.
This week should be interesting, to say the least. Should be interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Obviously, it's literally just come out, so I don't know if. Because didn't he retract what he was saying on the tweets?
Who, Trump?
Yeah, he retracted what he's saying, and eventually just turned around and was like, "Oh, actually, no, it's fine. We've all sorted it out," or something like that.
Yeah.
So all of this, like all of these movers, were basically just coming off from his tweet. That's mental, man. That one person has got that much power just like from doing one tweet.
Yeah, the influence is crazy. Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. Whoever was moving the crypto market as well, some big players were involved there. Do you know what I mean?
Problem is the crypto market. A lot of these coins as well, man, are so. The market is so thin as well, and as soon as you get that cascade, people are over leveraged for one, and soon as you get that cascading of orders, like it doesn't really stop. Like look at that. Most of it's always on Binance as well. Some of these real bad liquidations. XRP as well. Like
And you know when it's dropping as well, do they ban you from actually exiting positions? Does that tend to happen?
I don't know. I've never been caught in one of these. To be fair, lucky. But you know that's why sometimes trading crypto with a lot of leverage, you got to be a bit careful, man. Let's have a look at some of these equities. Equities are looking good, to be fair.
Yeah, they're looking strong.
Yeah, some of these. But let's get back to what we trade on a regular basis. Let's see how the market's open for that. Really, all of this consolidation is quite hard to trade, man. I don't know what's really going on with pound. It's not really doing too much today. Obviously, earlier that was a nice trade taken out of that range, the Asian range. But other than that,
Very slow.
pretty slow, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem because you've had no real pullback for the week. So even if your bias is bearish, you know that if we've come down today so far, it could easily pull all the way back up still.
Yeah, I like your second entry up there on that high of that Friday, because you've also got a 50 fib right up above it, and you've just got all of these areas, you know, like all of these little areas which would be really, really good targets for then just to do the same kind of thing. But if it gets over this kind of hourly level, then I think it would be quite a nice opportunity to go long, unless it just breaks down from here and then it starts to come back down to that origin of the move, which happened on Friday.
It's one of them. You had such a big pullback on that Friday that if that is the pullback for continuations, then it may not revisit them highs.
Yeah. Market's wild, man. No, none of you had any position. Obviously, you had your position on Wolski, that long term one. But Denzel, you were flat by that Friday, no? What did we were trading on Friday?
Trading, we had that news event at 3 p.m. Was it prelim? Something.
Consumer expectations, I think that was.
Yeah. Positive. So I think they were looking at sales on gold and buys. You're looking for buys on gold, and I had sells on GJ. But yeah, price just went down. I was like,
Yeah.
sometimes the news can just f things up, especially if you expect the price to go one way.
That's the thing. We've just been waiting for so long for a little bit of news coming out of the US, but it seems like they've got their hands full at the moment with loads of different stuff.
Yeah,
Obviously, you got the stuff that's going on in the Middle East and all, their other issues. But the dollar seems strong, man.
definitely. But even now, gold is at all time low. It's like,
I think that's what's confusing. Is obviously you got gold still going up, but the USD looks like it's getting stronger. But is that just weakness from other currencies, maybe, especially the euro?
We say, look, if I'm having a look at dollar Swiss, look how much we've pushed down, So it's like a little bit of a retracement is kind of to be expected, to be fair.
gold sells.
But look, like we're at the last low that was back in 2011, that it was at these kind of levels. It was the last, yeah.
Years ago.
Just have to see. Taking it a little bit easier and just waiting for setups instead of impulsively buying just because we're on stream. Sometimes I've been getting my ass caught because I've been buying random on stream. That's the thing. When you're on stream, you also to make it interesting. It's interesting when you got a trade on.
Yeah.
And it's like, because if it's not, and we're just sitting down, it's like, unless we got something funny or like chill to talk about, then it could be dead. So yeah, I have to pull that like impulsive trade just to. We got to be a little bit more patient at the moment. Let's have a look and see what the news is like setting up. But that's the thing, Denzel. You said that all of it's been pushed back, so there's not really any news coming through, no?
Yeah, but like still this week we got like tomorrow we got Fetch House Speaks, then Thursday GDP, then PPI, core retail sales, unemployment claims.
Okay, now we got a little bit.
But then with that USD stuff, as long as the government's not open, that'll get pushed. But you've got, like you said, the speeches and the pound stuff's probably going to be the biggest this week.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, like first things first, 7 a.m. That's usually a decent news event to trade, but the rest, poor.
Yeah.
I know the pound news is easy, not easy, but that one is guaranteed for the week. But anything USD, it's not looking good, man.
Anything USD, yeah.
Worrying for when it all comes out, how they're gonna set it up, how is it gonna be? Because by the time you got them monthly or 6 weekly events, they're gonna be rolling into the next 6 weeks. So how are they gonna do that? 2 at once?
Yeah,
Make the market crazy.
Market's really mad.
Expected to happen. Even like last week, I saw like all these posts saying, remember you're saying the trillion loss or whatever. I saw that coming, but I thought if NFP was gonna happen and all those other news events, it was gonna be bad. But yeah, nothing so far. So just know the next NFP is gonna be crazy, especially with all these news coming out that day. Yeah, just beware.
Yeah, I've forgotten what it's even like doing NFP now. It's been so long.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
you quickly forget.
Yeah.
It's over in like what, 2.5 weeks? 3 weeks ish, yeah, 3 weeks. But I don't know, it feels longer than that.
Do you guys hold through news events, or do you like to get out?
I flatten every position.
I like to wait after the event and just see where you can make weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you're on Wolski, you're on your second phase now. So how are you gonna approach that then? Because like it takes you quite a while to find out them positions. It's not like you're gonna jump onto
No,
you can't but you're gonna jump on like halfway between the trend right now.
that's the thing. I had that GU, so I've set up my EU trades for this week. They're on for limits, and then that GU come close within about 2 or 3 pips.
Yeah.
So I'm really waiting for them. I'm going to do to start with that trade there. So this one today. This idea was a 1.5% risk.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go for on phase two because that gives me what, like six? I think there's about 6 opportunities there, and that'd have to be 6 losses in a row. So there's a high chance I'll at least get a couple of winners out of that six. As I maybe hit 3%, 4% profit, I drop the risk because if I only need 1%, let's say, to pass, and it's a 2R, I'm not going to risk more than 0.5% because there's no point. Just to let the trade play out. That way, my risk is dropped. And
Yeah.
even if I lose, I'm still in quite a bit of profit on the challenge. That's how I like to play anyway.
It's a nice way because I've seen so many traders, and I know it sounds a little bit silly, but even when they're like a couple of dollars away from hitting that profit target, they'll then put a massive order in just because they think obviously just one or two pips just to get them closer, and then it ends up
Tanking.
tanking.
Never do that.
Do you know what? And it's actually quite, it's bad to say, but it's quite common. Instead of just putting on a really small position and just taking that like $1, for some reason in the head, it's like your mind kind of just says, I'm going to put on a big position. And then it just, so I've seen that. So it's nice that you actually, when you get closer, you're actually cutting down your risk because that's different from what a lot of people fall into, to be fair.
It's definitely not spoken about enough. Like, especially say say phase two, you get a trade closed out, and you think, okay, this trade would give me a closeout of 4.85% of your account, but you want to squeeze that a little bit more as well. Sometimes that's a risky game because you truly don't know if it does reverse and your TP was hit, but then it reverses on you. That's how the psychology kicks in, and then you start over trading.
Yeah, trying to get it back.
That's it.
Yeah, I hear so many different opinions on like trading psychology and all of that kind of stuff. Like some people are saying, some people live by the way that your strategy doesn't matter what your psychology is if you just keep to your strategy. But then I turn around, I'm like, fair enough, but it comes to a point where we are just human, and then things do come in, and then those times where you do end up tilting or go onto a little bit of, put your emotions on the chart could be the time where you actually blow all that progression just because you're not looking at it properly. So what are your opinions on it, boys?
I agree. Lowest key, one of psychology is
I mean, I know how hard it is because I've just gone on I went on a 9 trade losing streak before these winners that just come in last week. So most traders wouldn't be able to deal with that. And I know that I can still stick to it, but I understand that there's profitable traders that still can't, that will sometimes still go on tilt a little bit, but it's the degree they go on tilt is probably nowhere near as much as a trader that's actually losing money.
True.
And if you're doing that every once a month, it's not going to make a huge difference to your overall trading, is it? But if you do it every time something goes wrong, that is what defines a profitable trader versus the non-profitable trader.
Yeah, so you're basically saying how they mitigate their risk when they do go on tilt depends if they're going to continue or not.
So. Yeah.
It is an interesting one, to be fair, because I think that there was a study of one of the bigger brokers that the majority of the traders were actually winning traders. So there was they had a win rate of over 60%. The majority of the traders trading with this CFD company, but the statistic was still up there with all of those traders eventually losing money or losing their whole account. And it was just coming back down to the fact that it doesn't matter how much they were winning, is because when they were losing, they were holding on to the trades and then over trading and blowing up the accounts. So
Even over leveraging, like you double your risk, you go double down or triple down. That's another thing that's so easy to do.
CFDs, man. CFDs is probably one of the reasons why they're probably like banned in. That's weird though, because I don't know why they're banned in the US, but the US have options. What is the difference? Like CFD options, the leverage is pretty much the same, no?
Not sure. I think you can. You can have high leverage on both, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like over like 100 leverage on anything is quite high, you know, and that's on a CFD. Imagine you got like on these unregulated brokers as well. You got like 200, 500, sometimes even 1,000. Some people. So you got all those guys on Instagram trading with 1,000 leverage. It's mad.
Yeah, my first live account was 500 leverage, and
Really?
you just want the highest leverage, don't you? When you go onto it,
Yeah,
you're like, what is it? Then you find out what it means, and then you want to have the highest amount because you think you can make more.
yeah,
That's the thing. It's like when people come into this industry, they normally look at it. They normally have that, you know, the 500 to 1 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
It's depending how you find out. How do you find out about the industry, man? Or how do you find out about trading? Most of it's social media, though. To be fair, these days.
yeah. It doesn't take long to get ads all over the place that are from
Hmm.
brokers or prop firms, does it?
Mm. Yeah, they find you wherever you are these days. Let's have a look. What's GU doing? Still consolidating.
yeah. GU looks clean for us. Long-term sales. Too clean.
See, USD CAD on a 1 minute looks like it could come down a little bit, but you go a little bit higher and then it's a different story, you know.
That's the worst.
So hard. I don't know many people that traded USD CAD very well. To be fair, it's a hard pair to gauge sometimes.
Yeah. I don't think I've actually ever placed a trade.
Nah, I haven't.
On USD CAD.
Nah, never, man. There's a few pairs that are just on the no-go list.
Well, mine's GJ, man. Every time I go for GJ, I get licked, man. I don't know how you do that one, Denzel.
Do you know what? I think GJ can be nice, and I would like to trade it with props if it wasn't for the absurd swaps
Oh
that you
yeah,
get charged.
Oh yeah, swaps are large on GJ.
Quick, yeah, rapid. Stacks up, especially that Wednesday swap. is
Wednesdays, yeah, because it's double, isn't it?
free,
Yeah,
3x, yeah.
three times.
3 times.
damn.
You
And
can
that's
imagine if
only on GJ.
3x is on every single currency.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll notice it, especially if you start holding trades over a few days and then Wednesday comes around
Yeah.
and it really does you bad.
I actually never knew that.
Mate, intraday, yeah. I'd probably never held a trade on Forex longer than 2 days, I don't think.
The first time you hold a trade overnight is the worst night's sleep you'll ever get.
No, I know that's the reasons why I don't do it, because I can't actually sleep. No, I'm just thinking about what it's doing, to be fair.
The rush.
Yeah, man.
Always when you wake up and stop losses hit, you just like I could have just went to sleep, man.
It's like with that gold trade I was telling Denzel about it the other week. I was like, I got to the point, I was like, that's it. I had to put a hedge in it because I was long.
Sneaky hedge, was it?
Well, it got to the point where I was long. We went live as well. We were live looking at this bit of price action. It was funny, man, because
Trap the buys.
we were looking at it. It was like this. We were looking at it, and I was like, before it did that, came onto this level,
It looked clean though.
Yeah, it was at the time. It just looked so clean. I was like, looked at Denzel. I was like, "That's a buy, that is, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And we were just like, "Okay, fine." So went in buy, and not luckily, but I had a stop loss on the Funding Rock account, but on my other account, I kind of was a bit naughty with that, and I had to eat the whole 2% push down because it pushed down quite a lot, man.
That was that news, wasn't it? At that
It was, what was it?
3 o'clock UK time.
No, this was at the end of the session, I think.
I don't think there was news.
It wasn't news. It just came down. I think it just pushed down.
Thursday the 9th.
Yeah, it came back, took the high, failed to break the high, swing failure pattern, and then just came down. So I nursed the trade all through the night, and then it got to about 2 a.m. and I think it got, probably got to around here, and I was like, okay, fine, we got down. I'm gonna start buying lower down right now, and it starts pushing up, and I was like, okay, now I'm a little bit better. I'm just gonna put a hedge. So I've got into a sell position, and then I went to sleep. This was in 2 a.m. So it was actually, it wasn't even this time. It was at 2 a.m. Yeah, it was around about this time. I was like, I'm going to sleep. And then the day after, obviously, it came back and pushed up. But that was horrible, man.
Because I remember that was Thursday. We come on Thursday, and we said about the buys that were in London. Yeah. And we weren't sure if it was going to pull back. But then when it come into NY, it was still going up.
Yeah, man, it was. Yeah. Remember, it was this little bit of price action, wasn't it? Because we were sitting there and we were like, okay. And then we're a little bit hesitant if to do it or not. And then I went and got long EU instead. But then after I saw it kept on pushing up, and I missed that trade on London, I was like, okay, New York's coming through. I'm definitely getting in. And then rest is history, and it is pushing up like crazy. Look at that, massive move. Massive move. The question is, where does it go? You know, where's it going? Who knows? But if we put that extension, we come back obviously into that 50 fib. If we were going through like a standard deviation, it would be like what, 4,180.
It can't reach 5K, can it? Surely.
Oh, mate, you can say anything these days. Look, we're living in a simulation. Just look what Trump is doing. He does one text message, one tweet, and he crashes the market. It's probably his son made a bank.
He did. I saw something about his son. Yeah.
Something like the youngest millionaire or something through crypto.
It can't count. He's literally got insider information.
He must get it get done. Somebody's got to open their eyes to something like that, no?
You think so? He's probably laughing though. Like, he's gonna want to be as rich as his dad, isn't he?
He's gonna be richer, mate. Gonna be richer. The thing is, he's like, what's his name? Barron, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh man, that's like a dictator's name, man.
Possibility when you've got these coins.
Right. Looks dangerous, man. This looks like some dictator stuff.
He looks ready.
He does. He looks like he's ready to take over the world, man. 19-year-old, 100 million at 19 from crypto.
Damn.
That's interesting.
Ridiculous.
Fair play to him.
And there's us just struggling to try and make a bit on
There's
props.
me, trying to put on some leverage positions on a CFD account. Each on their own journey. The rules of insider trading only count for the rest of us. Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people have a lot of strategies around inequities for following portfolios of some of the people in Parliament, to be fair. in the US. There's a lad that I got speaking to, and he's got this app, and anybody in Congress that buys or does anything in the stock, he gets an alert, and he's been following that religiously, and he's up over 200% just from doing that. But on his own plays, he's down. So it might be a little bit of edge following what they're doing. To be fair, I don't know if that's because loads of people have decided to follow them. So every time they see a buy, and then, they're all piling it in, and it's still like pushing people. It's still pushing it up, or it's the fact that something is it's actually worth it. Or I don't know. Don't know. It's a much more mature market though, for sure, than something like crypto.
Yeah, as long as you're diversifying as well, you probably can't do too bad over the long term.
Do you have like an ISA in the UK and stuff?
Yeah, you can get ISAs in that.
Yeah, have you set up like your own little?
I did dabble into stocks a bit back in the day, but when you get in and it just drops, and you're just like, I'm out.
ETFs, man. That's it. ETFs can't really go wrong. Australian dollar looks interesting, but it's like it's been stuck in this channel. AU, yeah. AU's been pretty strong across the board, to be fair. Wow.
Thursday,
wow,
heavy.
Yeah, that was.
I think there was NZD news. No NZD AUD news. Actually, yeah, dropped like 80, 90 pips.
Was that? That was on. That's on the Friday, no?
Yeah.
Wow.
AUD Friday. What's going on there?
See, the thing is, on like an intraday, it's quite difficult to, unless you're trading without any TP and you catch one, because most of us have like fixed risk to reward. You got your TP in, you got your stop loss. So getting some of those big winners is, it's difficult. Leave those to the swing traders, I guess.
Swing trading just requires a lot of patience, man.
Take my hat off to Wilski. I would personally, no way, no chance.
Do you know what? Like when I've looked back at when I started doing the swing stuff, I didn't know what I was in for, and I thought I did, but I had to learn a lot of, as you say, patience, trust, and and almost you've just got to forget about the trades, which is really difficult to do when you're an intraday trader, because you've got to be active. You've got to look for the small changes in that session. But when you're high time frame, you almost sit and forget it over weeks or days.
I even remember doing some back testing on the swing trading thing.
How did that go?
It was just like, you first see the first opportunity. Let's just say you missed it. Obviously, when you're back testing, you just press play on either FX replay or whatever. I'm like, I would have taken that trade. Then I kind of do the maths, and I'm just like, that means I wouldn't have taken a trade for like a week and a half. Like some days, you're just itching to just press buy or press sell. I'm saying, I couldn't really wait that long.
It's painful. I've had only, I think last month, I had 2 weeks where I didn't even take a trade.
Damn.
And it's just so slow.
That one is mad. But do you find it hard though sometimes not being able to take trades? Just sitting on the sideline?
No, I think now in my head, if I'm taking a trade just because I want to be in it, I would be going against what I know works.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only reason why. Like, I love being in the market. It's always better than not being, of course.
I'm a sucker for getting into the market.
Same.
This is a sell, is it?
No, this is a buy.
Buy, yeah.
This is a buy.
I favour dollar longs.
USD.
because it's had a lot of time to try and push down, and it's just failed. We've already had the sessions already open pretty much. It's already 5 o'clock. It's already halfway into the 30 minutes into the open. So this is like pretty disgusting consolidation, to be fair. But we came down, touched the 200 EMA. We got all of these highs pre-break. So a little bit of a punt.
I always like to see that, when it goes up quick and then it takes a long time to pull back, retrace like 50% of the move.
So I did over the weekend, because for the past 6 months I've been trading with a bit of like a more of an intraday trending strategy. So break, retest, continuations off all of the EMAs. And over the last couple of months, it seems like every time I would get into a trade, it would always round trip it and come back onto me. And what I did a little bit of like scenario research over the weekend, and I found like 80% of the time over the last, something ridiculous, it was like 75 or 80% of the time, that one of the Asian sides of the Asian would get taken at London and then reversed at the same London session to take out the other Asian range. So I just changed everything up from today. I seen the exact thing happen this morning when I just jumped into this trade. Because normally, if I was doing from a couple of months ago, I'd be like, okay, broken the range. We've got these lows down here. Continue. All of the EMAs are down, so I'm going to do break, retest, continuation downwards. But then from all of that research from the weekend, I was like, okay, well, if it's happened for 75% for the last 2 months, then obviously I'm trading the wrong way, and I've been losing my arse for 2 months.
Yeah, that period.
Same thing happened on G. Like, look at that. EU, it was even nicer. You had that push up, London, break, another push up, and then it literally just broke it down. So really, the nicer trade would have been like something under that EMA right there, and that could have been a really nice trade. I was just in USD CHF. It was a little bit easier. But that's the thing. It's like, I think something I got a bit lousy with is just not doing those kind of little bits of homework on the weekend. That little bit of being curious about what the market is doing, or how to probably better your strategy, or just looking at different kind of scenarios. Instead, you're just trying to hit something that's been working. And then when it stops working, because maybe conditions are a little bit different, you're not quick enough to adapt. So that was quite interesting over the weekend, and it served me well this morning. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, nice. I've been there too many times where, like you say, two months of trying something that previously worked, and then you realise I've got to take a look at this, because that's where you learn the changes in the market cycles, and when you're just trying to see it in the wrong light. Where, like you said, that small adjustment, you suddenly would probably see this week you'll do really well. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's just being, again, curious and just open to not trying to, if there's one month and there's a lot of momentum and the market keeps moving and it keeps like breaking the Asian range and then continuing, well, you might as well keep doing that until it stops. But when you start feeling like it gets a little bit more choppy, especially at a time right now that nobody knows what's going on, there's not even data releases from the US, so it's like, we'll see. Well, I just can't wait till we get C-Trader. That's going to be the game changer for the moment, man.
I think I'm happy with.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why you like TradeLocker. Have you heard this, Denzel? He likes TradeLocker. He said to me the other day, "You know what, Alex? I'm kind of like TradeLocker." I'm like, oh man.
I gave C-Trader a go. Like I've got it with another firm, and even the dashboard on the actual desktop, I just prefer the TradeLocker. And to be honest, I actually like it even against MetaTrader for the desktop. I think that's my go-to.
The one thing I will give it is, because it's based off TradingView, it makes charting super easy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've got a bias against it, to be honest. No idea.
It's looking good, that buy. It's coming in.
Nah, it's not over to the. Yeah, looks like it's pushing up.
Yeah, even GU starting to move down a little bit.
Is it?
And
Finally,
even
go on, go on.
TP smashed.
Okay,
nice.
finally. Let's have a look at GU. Yeah, broken that daily level now. Looks like. Thing is, you can never trust a moving candle. It's like the amount of times where it's looked super impulsive, and then you get in, and then suddenly it just retraces all of that, and it turns out to be like a wick.
Yeah.
It's a horrible feeling as well, because it means you're the, when they call it, like, say, trap traders, and it's like, oh man, I'm the trap trader right now.
It take like a sell stop for them lows, and then you just reverse his wicks, goes back up.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Really building up a little bit of momentum.
It's probably gonna go to that down target. The blue
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, 33.14's a nice 4-hour level. Seen so many. Wait, Wilski, what are you doing with this futures stuff, man? Because I'm seeing so many people doing futures now. I'm seeing it everywhere. It's like I feel like the CFDs is like we're like the old boys now, you know?
Yeah, I'm not even looking at it, to be honest now.
Oh, that's it.
I'm not
Fair.
sure if it's it, but it's definitely, yeah, it's on hold for the minute. I think I'm not where I'm at, where I want to be at with the CFDs until I'm at the point at which I've got enough funding and I'm not going for more challenges. Like, I might as well just keep going for more CFD challenges at the minute.
Yeah. What about you, Denzel? You thought about, dabbling in
Into which
futures?
futures, probably not. Really and truly. Uh, nah.
Do you know
What
what
about
gets
yourself?
me? And I said this to Wilski. It's the trailing drawdowns, man.
Yeah, that's the worst. You're just like, damn.
They're a killer.
Don't know how people do it.
Mm. But options is kind of interesting. Just still trying to understand like the basics of it. Basically, just in like you just kind of like betting in a way. Like I'm expecting price to scale.
CFD.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. CFD basically just for more equities and stuff like that.
Mm.
Let me actually, get the good old assistant out.
But you're right. I'm seeing other traders going into futures as well, and I think it's
Seeing
easy.
everybody, and it's like a massive trend right now.
It is. It's almost a trend, and it's easy if you've got 1 to 5 minute strategy. But if you've got higher time frame, you just got to make something completely new. And it took me long enough to get to where I'm at with what I'm doing. Never mind, start fresh.
Yeah, it's like if I wanted to start swing trading, there would be a massive. It's also quite difficult as well, because swing trading, until you're really comfortable with the edge, it could take actually quite a long time. You probably got to rely on like back testing, but I don't feel when you back test, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, man,
No,
I couldn't trust it.
nah.
Whereas when you forward testing something on an intraday strategy, you can quickly identify if it's something that you want to continue doing or not. Whereas swing trading, like, I'm looking at you and you're taking one trade in like a month, 2 months. I'm like, how do you know if it works until it's difficult, man.
Like Denzel said on the back testing, when you're skipping through 5 daily candles or 10 daily candles, you can sit there and say, I can easily do that in the live market,
Yeah.
but it gets to the live market and you're closing out within a day. So if you keep doing that, you clearly can't trade the strategy you back tested. So regardless of you back testing it, you can back test loads more years on swing trading quicker. Doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to do it in the live market.
People going towards futures because people think that they can trust the data source compared to CFDs.
The mental trader.
Yeah.
It's all about trust. Right? all about trust.
because all futures prop firms are going to have the same exact entry point, exit, which is standardized, isn't it?
Yeah.
Centralized, whatever you call it.
Thing is, man, all these consistency rules and all of these stuff. I was curious about all of these. I always do, my little bit of spying on other firms and stuff.
Mhm.
And honestly, some of them with these 30% consistency rules, or the fact that you need like a buffer, you need to have like a buffer in your account before you could withdraw or something.
I think
It's
that's
like,
all bullshit, man.
yeah, man, it's gone from when I first got into this industry, it was just super, super clean. You had this, and this. You had a target, you had 30 days, and that's it.
Yeah.
And now, like, all of these new rules and all these, I'm not surprised why people are really skeptical and really like prop firms are against traders,
Mm.
because it does seem like that. Who'd want to trade with a firm that you have to have all of these like obscure hidden rules, man?
Yeah, I think out of all the rules, that consistency score rule is the worst.
Yeah.
Do you understand it though? Because I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
So
So
let's say,
one trade can't be more than 30% of the overall profit in the account.
so yeah, like say your consistency score is 30%. It basically means if that's what you need on the funded stage to get a payout, you need at least 4 winning trades or
Yeah.
4 winning days or whatever.
Mm.
But then one of them can't be 30% or more. So they're stopping you from getting one big winner. They want all your wins to be roughly the same.
So for swing traders, that's
Yeah,
double as hard.
not good. Terrible.
Wow.
So I think with a fixed 2-to-1 risk to reward, you could probably get away with it on a lot of lower time frames. But you still need that. What it does mean is people just think they can take one winner and that's it. No, like you need to make sure if it's 20%, you need at least 6 winning trades.
Damn.
And then even then, you can't have one that's bigger than 20%. So it's just another. It's like a double in one rule.
To be fair, there's a lot of similarities between options and CFDs, but there's also with options you've got time decay and things like that that can add money to both add and take away money from the P&L. Let's have a look at the differences. Because that's also a big one's option trading, man. I'm seeing so many. Maybe I've just got like trader Twitter or trader Instagram, which like the whole feed is just trading. It's just gold sell anyone. What's gold sell? Who's looking at gold right now? Denzel, do you want to give it a quick look?
Take a look at gold. Gold is pushing P, man. Pushing P to the upside. Yeah, it's just a bit mad. Like, we don't know how far, if it's going to respect structure or anything like that. But, like, yeah, since since the way the market opened today, it's been kind of choppy, but it's been choppy towards the upside, which is a bit mad. But I do think at some point we're going to have to at least retrace a little bit. This is just based on the daily time frame. If we quickly go to the line chart, like we can clearly see it's just broken this level of structure. So there should be a high chance at some point, if it does decide to sell, it's most likely gonna make its way back down. The daily has to make its way back down and then potentially, hopefully, make new higher highs and all-time highs. So yeah, based off that on the daily time frame. So jumping into the 4 hour time frame, like it's still hella bullish. So the trend is your friend for now, but I am expecting, if I was to be trading this, I wouldn't be surprised if it started selling out of nowhere. Especially like I said, with the way the week is, with the news events and all that kind of stuff, this can just change how gold is acting and reacting. Obviously, we're bullish for now, but who knows if the news comes out positive, that means we can expect a nice little retracement. But for now, there's nothing too clear like to be looking for opportunities.
Yeah, it's
And
like
that's the worst part.
You know them cells will come in aggressive as well, so it's very hard to catch yourselves.
yeah, it's the same thing. It's like up the stairs, down the elevator, and it's you can get into those long trades, even though mentally it's very difficult to be going long in these areas. Like for me, anyway, for me to go long right now on gold feels really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But shorting with so much momentum, I think it would actually be for me a little easier if there was like a really big impulsive candle right now on gold and
Yeah.
then sell, then this kind of trickling slow edging up of price action, man. It's yeah, I ain't touching gold again. I got my hands burned too much.
Yes.
On the day after, Denzel was like, "Yeah, man, I'm thinking about getting gold, but I don't like it." What did he say? I can't
Gold.
remember what you said, man. We were
Exactly.
thinking about getting back into gold.
Nah, yeah. As for now, gold, it's a bit interesting. The mental wealth trader silver 3.8%, 86% up on the day. Not bad.
Yeah, silver mad.
Still pushing from last week.
It looks like gold, doesn't it?
It's- I reckon we're gonna have more down. To be honest,
XAG.
you reckon we're gonna have a little bit more of a push down on the S&P?
It's very slow moving so far.
Yes.
We'll cover that gap.
Yeah,
Does look like it, doesn't it?
I like that idea.
Yes. I feel like the minute I always see a gap in the market, I just want to take full advantage. But it's always just a waiting game.
What would be your strategy around that gap? Then you just basically would you sell it when it's in the gap, or would you sell it like outside? Because a lot of people say I don't trade it, so I don't know. But the top of the gap is normally good support.
Mm. Yeah, so usually, like, let's just say where price is at right now. I'll
It's a little,
probably I'll probably look for like a bearish pattern, usually like a head and shoulders or bear flag, or even just a simple break retest. But in terms of like the entry on the like with the gap, I'll try and sell. I'll try and trade the full gap. So my take profit would be wherever the gap started, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So
just
what?
for just for educational purposes for myself. Because like we've had the push up, break on structure, come back up, failed again.
Yeah. So like yeah, basically TP would be literally at the very bottom.
Like here, or you would say down at like the actual bottom of the candle.
So just the wick of that yellow candle before the gap actually happened. Yeah, so that would that's usually where I'd have my TP.
They always look inviting them gaps, don't they?
To be fair, they I wouldn't say they scare me, but it confuses me a lot, especially on equities. When I open up like a chart of like Facebook or something like that, and there's all these gaps everywhere. For me, it's like there's no data there for me to. Just feels very weird. Feels very unnatural.
Yeah.
But it's the bread and butter for people that trade equities, I guess.
The worst part is when there's a nice gap inside the market and you can see prices about to fill it in, especially like during crossover. But you want to take the trade, but you can't because the spreads are just so high. I'm just like, yeah, just have to just watch that trade just pass me by. I'm like, damn.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
that's weird. We've still got commissions on here. That's not supposed to happen. There isn't supposed to be commissions on here.
Are they quite high commissions?
Well, they're not supposed. It's not supposed to have them on indices anyway. To be fair,
Right. Yeah, see that.
but I think for long term, as well, I missed buying anything in this whole. You know, when the market came down for the tariffs the first time, like I didn't buy anything, and I feel like I missed out quite a bit. No, the tariffs were here. Like this little bit of like correction or crash or whatever you want to call it, I had friends. It was just like I'm buying, and I just didn't do anything. And then I look at it again, and it's gone up. So I'd love for an opportunity to buy something, you know, to just for a long term portfolio. Don't know how for it to do that though. It's like what, that was 20%. Where was the last one? This was COVID, and that was 30%. That was 30%. So they're roughly in the 20s, 30% retracements.
You'll be waiting maybe another year for that.
Wow. Look at this. So this was what, 6 months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 8 months. A lot can happen in 8 months. Yeah, that's not. It doesn't really seem realistic, does it?
Be ready for it this time anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, boys, that's it for today. So
Yes.
good to have you both on. Obviously, tomorrow it'll be Wilski and I,
Mm.
and then later in the week, Denzel and I will be here for New York sessions. And that's it, boys.
Nice one, Alex. Cheers.
See you later.
Guys, later.
Yes.